between a man and a woman. Speaking vice versa though. You don't know each other at the beginning of the relationship. All you know is you like each other. You like me, he like me, she like me. That's all you know. All you know is you like what's either on the inside or what's on the outside. But how can you build from a like to a liking to beginning to trust that person and have faith? Trust is earned by man, and you have to start out by telling the truth and not being deceitful and lies. Because when you start out with the lies and being deceitful, you're going to have a doubtful relationship, a relationship that will not last. And probably for many women, it'll be a relationship just to see what you can get out of it. All right. Until you get out of it. How to means to me in what way and what manner you will begin to start trusting someone. To trust in is putting your confidence in and believing what is being spoken and by whom. What resonates in your spirit when that person talks to you. Believing that they're really out for good for you and going to tell you what's right and what's wrong. Because there's also things that you may do that somebody need to tell you that is wrong. The ing is expressing on the trust. You will continue to trust them. The word Lord is Jehovah. It is the Jewish name God, the existing one. I ask you now to stand for the reading of the word and go with me to Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path. My topic, if you obey the word, you will hear the word, then you will trust him when your faith is being tested. You may be seated. How can you trust, believe, or have faith within God, Jehovah, whom you don't know much about? If I have anyone in here that's saying I don't know God, I'm pretty sure all of us do in here right now. Can you trust in whom you haven't seen, but you can hear? So I'm going to talk about Abraham right now. Because Abraham, at the beginning, didn't know much about God. Abraham's father, name was Terah, which was a man that was a worshiper of idols. Yes, he was. He sold deities for their business. And he was an astrologer. He raised his family in Haran, and Haran was a place of like idolaters. Right. So where did Abraham learn about God? Where did Abraham learn about God? My belief is God placed someone in Abraham's life for him to see what was right. I don't believe that it will be no one that doesn't know God, that God would not let somebody pass you to talk about God. I just believe that in my heart. I've said that many, many years. So I really believe that that's what happened. Abraham saw something that from someone else that gravitated him to God. Trust is putting, when you are putting a security in a thing, anything or in someone. When you trust in the Lord, you have total confidence that he will do what he said and what you are asking him. How do you trust in something that you don't see? I'm going to use Abraham because he's going to show you. Abraham was also chosen by his father to sell the idols. In their business, whenever his dad had to go somewhere else, he was the one that had to stand in place to sell it. Abraham seen many things that wasn't right. And I just believe God showed him through someone else the things that he was supposed to experience, the right things that he was supposed to experience. Right. So I believe when Abraham was at an age to where he was able to understand, God started showing him himself. Right. In Genesis 12, God told Abraham that he would give him the plains of Moab and unto his seed. And he told him that he would live there and he would give it to him. All he needed to do was make an altar. Joshua 1:3 says, every place that the soles of thy feet tread upon will be yours. And if you're walking, living in for God and trusting in him, that's what he would do. All right. Also, God told Abraham to get thee out of the country from among the kindreds. Now, if that was me, and I'm telling you, that's me right now, I just don't want to leave and go nowhere. So, how Abraham did it, I have no idea. But he had to trust in God. Right. Me, I'm probably afraid to leave, don't want to leave my people, because I want to go see my people when I want to. Right. So, Abraham trusted God so to where he did do what God said, and that was to leave. Yeah. He left. And God told him he will make him a blessing. Even though Abraham told Sarah to tell Pharaoh that she was his sister, she was his sister, but she was also his wife. But if she told that she was the wife, he would have killed her. So I believe God allowed him to tell that, so that way he would live. And he did live. He came up out of it because Pharaoh wanted to know, why did Abraham do him like that? Why did he say that? After the separation of Lot and Abraham, God told Abraham to lift up his eyes to the furthest that he could see, and he would give it to him forever. Psalms 121 says, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. From all my help coming from heaven and earth, the Lord the Maker. So you got to know that God is going to protect you. He's going to give you the desires of your heart when you're walking and willing to stay with him. You can't turn back, because when you turn back, you're telling him that I'm not walking with you anymore. God told Abraham that I am God Almighty. Walk before me. When you walk before me, walk perfect. And I will make thee a covenant with thee and multiply thy seed exceedingly. Amen. Then Abraham's name was changed. His name got changed to make him be the greatest at what he was and the people that was coming behind him. Now, who's going to let someone change their name? Not I. You probably wouldn't either. Just to say you're going to change your name? No. You got to tell me something that you're going to do to just change my name, because I like my name that my mom gave me. When God told Abraham that Sarah was going to have a son, Sarah, it was like, now he really had to trust God, because he was saying, I'm at 100 years old. That's just no way possible. I know he was saying, this man got to be crazy. But he trusted in God, so I believe it was still an inkling there in his spirit to let him know God had to know what he was talking about. Because only God could do that at 100 years old. Bring a seed from his loins at 100 years old. Nobody else can do that. I just thought that was just amazing for God to tell them that and for them to give him a child. But when you think back on it, if God told him he was going to, with a covenant, he was going to multiply him, how could he multiply him if he didn't have a seed? So he had to have a child. I know he had Ishmael, but Ishmael wasn't the one. There are many examples through the Bible where it shows we need to trust in God. Psalms 28:7 says, "The Lord is my strength, my shield. My heart trusts in him, and I am helped." Meaning God is your strength. He's going to help us with everything that we need, no matter what you think or feel. He's going to help you. All you have to do is stop. Ask him. Get down on your knees and ask him of what you need. Now, you do have to be walking in his will and his way. But he still will help.
All right, all right.
I also, at one point, had to trust in God. At a time in my life when I was a kid, I wasn't with my mother. I had to live with family members. So I had to trust that God would take care of me. In my spirit, I knew it was right, but I still had to trust that he would take care of me. Because when you are a parent, your child trusts in you.
Yeah.
They put that trust in you to believe that everything you say and do is right. So right there, you have to make sure that what you're doing is right in front of your children. So that way your children can trust you, and then they can learn to trust somebody else and learn to trust God, because God is the ultimate one. Had to trust God when I didn't have food. Had to trust God that that paycheck would last. That that paycheck would go to the next paycheck. Had to trust God when I didn't have but $30 left to go to work on. 30 of that was for food. And I had to get gas. God has given me a roof over my head when I didn't know I had one. I remember back 2005 when I walked in my door and one of the constables was on the doorstep, knocked on the door and said we had to be out. And I had to fall to my knees. Because I was like, God, how is this? How did this happen? But I had to trust that he found me somewhere to stay. And he did.
Amen.
Because God only knows what we need. At the time, I was blindsided. I didn't know that I needed it. He knew that I needed it. That's why he gave me a place to stay. Even at childbirth, 22 years old, I didn't know nothing. But he told me things to do to help me. I had to trust that he was going to make that way. That he was going to bring that baby out without a shadow of a doubt. He was going to help me teach that baby, train that baby up. And I did the best of my ability.
Right.
I had to also trust in God that he would keep me. I am a divorced lady, single lady, without a husband. I had to trust that God would keep me at night. Because in the flesh you can't keep yourself. You have to know that what we can't do and what you can do. I had to realize that all things that I wanted to do, I can't do, because now I'm walking in God's way and I'm trusting that God is going to fulfill everything that he told me that he would do. You know, that song is, when everything else fails, I can go to the rock. That failed, and I had to go to the rock. I had to realize and know that God will be the one who will take care of me. So God will take care of us through any and everything. We just have to make sure that we are walking in his will and his way. We have to hear him. We have to obey him. We have to do what our man and woman of God is asking us to do, everything that's pertaining to God and what God's word says. Because he's given them what we need. because they're hearing from him. But we also have to hear for ourselves. Because if we don't trust in God, then we have nothing else left. So my time is almost up, but I just leave you with this piece. People just know that all we go through, even when it doesn't look right or seems right, he does know what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
Just give it over to God and expect that he will do what is best for you.
Amen.